This is the Normal Nerd Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell Strucia.
And I'm your host, who's wondering if My Hero is just ripping off comics at this point, Davis Bates.
This episode is our weekly anime recap, so sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Another weekly anime recap.
Let's get it on pump for it, actually. This was a very amazing week of anime again.
Well, yes, it was. Yeah. I would say it was a pretty good week. It was a good week.
Well, fine. It wasn't amazing like last week, but it was a good week. It was a good
week.
I thought, yeah.
Yes. I think what we're getting at the point now is the anime that are hitting,
mm-hmm.
and the ones that aren't.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's fair, yeah. I'm assuming we have...
So it's still good. I mean, I would say we have majority of good things.
Yeah. Yes. I agree with that. Yeah. Majority of what we're watching is pretty quality content.
Mm-hmm.
There are some stinkers. Yes, for sure.
There's a new category we have called Hate Watch. Oh. Get ready for that. Obviously, there's going to be, as you can do if you're following the podcast and you're watching on YouTube, there's more animations and things that happened.
That's true.
For episode of the week, something comes up, and I'm going to be making one for Hate Watch.
Okay, sounds like a good idea.
Because we have a Hate Watch anime now.
We do. I was actually going through the anime this morning. I was like, oh, I'm pretty all caught up. I forgot. Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah. But let's hop into the first anime.
Yep.
My Hero Vigilantes episode
6,
5.
They're all just like slightly off from each week because they all started like a week or two like within each other. It's so annoying. This is a very good episode again. They're world building really well, which I like. But they're just straight up ripping off the comic books at this point. We had bootleg Wolverine a couple episodes ago, actually in this episode, and now we have friggin' wannabe Deadpool.
Oh yeah, Deadpool.
Not Deadpool. Deathstroke. That's who it was.
Oh, you were thinking Deathstroke. Yeah, that's not who I was thinking. Man, that makes more sense. I was thinking, what's his name from TMNT?
Casey?
Yeah.
Even Casey, really?
Not because he was... I know Casey doesn't kill people, but just like, I don't know, his vibes. I don't know, just Casey vibes.
It wasn't a hockey mask.
I don't know, but it just, for some reason, those were just the vibes I was getting. Maybe it's just because it's more animated, more like a Teenage Mutant Turtle would be animated than a comic would be animated.
Yes.
Sorry, more than like a Marvel would be animated.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But he has more Deathstroke. That is a good point.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He is cool. I've heard that he might be Stain.
Early Stain?
Yeah, people were talking about that. Like, I saw a theory running around.
But then he's not cool at all.
Why?
Because Stain's not cool.
Okay, fair. All right, yeah. So he's gonna be a good villain.
No, Stain's a great villain.
Yeah, we already had this discussion.
Yeah. And I'd be like, "What, Stain? You lost all your Riz?"
Like, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a good point. Yeah.
At least he looks cool.
At least he looks. Yeah. The mask thing. Cool. I saw the preview for next episode. Looks sick with his mask too. Like a smile comes onto it. His mask is pretty dope. Like his whole shtick is pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, just kill villains because they're not good.
Yeah, he's the bad vigilante. He's the what are they called? Lethal enforcers.
He could be Stain. Then that means we're gonna get like an interesting storyline because like he's not as bad as Stain right now because he was like, "Nice job," to Crawler pretty much. Where Stain would have been like, "You suck."
Yeah, well, he would have. Yes, exactly. It could be one of those arcs where this is where he figures out his whole anti-fake hero mantra. Stain doesn't not like heroes. He just hates fake heroes, and then doesn't.
Who is like everybody?
Exactly. Yes. So right now he's persecuting villains. So this could be like the story of how, if it is him, the story of how his like psyche gets warped to the point where it like goes from I'm attacking evil doers and shit to I'm attacking what I think are the real villains, which are the fake heroes, which is everybody.
Could, yeah, that'd be very interesting. Very interesting. Or hope it's someone new.
Or it could be someone absolutely completely new. Yeah. I don't know. This is a fan theory. I did not look up any actual manga spoilers on this.
Props to our boy the Crawler there, pulling the Tanjiro move where Pop Step's like, he's like, why isn't he in prison? She's like, he has to do more villainous things to be in prison, the Hard Rock guy.
Yeah.
Or she's like, like attacking civilians, blah, blah. And he's like, I have to move him out of here. And he's like, so he doesn't attack civilians and get put in jail. Like,
ridiculous.
Like protecting him and the civilians at the same time.
Like,
Tanjiro move.
Yeah. I can't die or else I'll become a murderer.
Exactly.
Ridiculousness.
Also, we found out really cool backstory with him and Pop Step.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
amazing
was
backstory.
wild. Oh yeah, when I saw the pink, like the pink hair in there, it's like, oh, that's definitely
That was
positive.
1,000%.
100%.
Poor dude whose quirk is his hands got turned into blow dryers.
Dude, right? And what was the other guy? He just like his belly created heat.
Yeah, or something.
They're just like blowing the hot air.
I was like, the guy with the blow dryers for hands. Are your hands always like that? Because that sucks. You can't do anything.
I really hope not. How do you do anything?
Yeah. When did
Also,
you develop
blow
that? Because
dryers?
you're old.
Yeah. Also, blow dryers? Like, that's so sad.
Yeah, I know. It's super sad.
That's like, you got beat up a lot as a kid then.
I did
like,
love
a lot. Pretty much
if you had it when he was a kid.
Yeah. They developed around 5.
Well, they said there was an explosion of quirks, and quirks are still pretty young at this time, aren't they? No, you're right.
It was in new kids and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, All Might has been. He's like what generation at this point?
That's an excellent question. Yeah. See,
yeah, true. I mean, probably didn't get bullied as a kid. Do people get bullied for the quirks they have? Unless they're like totally.
They got bullied for not having a quirk.
Yeah, that's
I feel like they have.
There's a kid with a spray bottle head.
It wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, well, it was anime, so they all rose above it. But there's no way that kids didn't get bullied for having weird or crappy quirks.
They probably got bullied for.
There's no way.
Probably in the beginning. They're probably a society like they got used to it. I don't know. They're kids. Kids make fun of things for like
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Kids as in Witch Watch when they're like, it's Mr. Poop.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably got bullied.
Yeah, probably totally.
And like also, what is the only career route for that? Like, if your hands are always like that, you're pretty much just working in a hair salon.
Wouldn't it be
forever.
so funny? Is if like later in the this would be phenomenal writing, just for us specifically. But it'd be amazing. At the end is like you find out he's actually like the greatest author in the world or something, and wrote like all of like the Hero magazines or something.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, some crazy thing like that.
Yeah,
oh,
it's like so funny.
Shit.
That's not what's gonna happen. But did love the first. I love when he's like sewing his like. He's such a Deku. Sewing his like special hoodie, and then he's like, "I have all the special
when I saw
hoodies."
the collection, I was like, "Yes, you are a collector."
He watches card opening pack.
Yeah,
videos.
100%. Yes. There's definitely superhero trading cards in this world. And
they're probably sick.
Yeah, and he watches the YouTube videos of weirdos just unpacking them.
Yeah. But I did like he's like, but I lost my only one special, and then you get the special backstory of how he was on his way to his. First of all, yes, this is the story of a hero.
Yeah,
like someone who saves somebody to like forsake themselves. But I love how he tells it. He's like, it's pretty cool, huh?
I know. I gave up all my ambition that day to save this one child in knee-high water.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do love in classic. She's like, and I'm not a boy, you dummy. I'm like, she's got the hots for him.
Oh,
so
100%, 100%. She does. That was hilarious. When she whipped out, like, it was actually a pretty cool hoodie that she whipped out too. That was like that's a good edition hoodie. I like that one. No, that was really sweet and nice and endearing. And her whole like anime girl love sequence as she's like flying back to him with the pudding and everything, and then gets in there, knuckle dusters in there, and he's like, meh, you're ruining everything. And they eat the pudding together, and once again, Crawler gets no pudding.
Yeah, once again, gets 0 pudding.
0 pudding.
Then we also found out at the beginning of this episode why he's alone.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
That was very sad.
Funny,
that was super sad. Whenever when he's walking around school and everyone's like, this guy's so fucking weird. Oh, look, that guy weirdo. That guy weirdo. That guy sucks. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, damn, he seems like he was killing it until he just didn't know how to,
explain that he lived on top of the building.
Yes, which I feel like could have been really easy to explain.
Yes, it would have been really easy. Could have explained to everybody that's like, oh, I usually go up on the wall like this.
Yeah.
And so I don't go up through the creepy dark building every single time.
Yeah.
You're really weird.
Especially because, like, those girls were kind of cute, and they were like, oh, yeah, let's go back to your place.
They seem to like him a lot.
Yeah.
They all seem to really like him.
I will say they blew it out of proportion.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
They're like, oh, my God, he tried to, like, rape us.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, sure.
It's YouTube. You got it. Like, we can swear, but there's certain
I've tried to cut it out of other videos. Yeah.
Oh, of us saying that word.
Yeah.
When else have we said that word?
We were referring to, I think it was it Lazarus when she was when she took the cocktail of all the drugs that did the thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, this isn't enough for me.
I will also say, side note, for YouTube's guidelines kind of thing, like, that's so dumb.
Oh, 100%.
We have the parental guidance thing on our thing that says, like, hey, this isn't for kids. Like, we're adults. Can we stop, like... I love how we live in a world where we have to sugarcoat words like that, where it's like, guys are, like, unalive.
I feel like it's getting more aggressive, too. Like, it's like every...
Because we have adult children.
Yeah.
Space. That was nice.
It's every
But
new
like
month.
that
I'm
word
finding
means a
new
lot to
stuff.
me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's like, no, I'll make this personal as myself, and this is anecdotal, but it's like every time I watch golf now, the word stroke is definitely more like
Yeah.
egregious to me. Like it's like
sure. Yeah.
because I had them,
Yes.
but I'm like, I'm an adult.
Yes.
That's a word.
It's a word, and the context they're using it doesn't mean the thing.
Yeah,
that it means.
unalive is the worst one.
That one really annoys me. That one really.
You mean die,
annoys me. It's like,
killed, murdered? These are all normal words.
all normal ones, but apparently they're banned.
Could you imagine if you were
online.
reading like a really elegant, like great story, and they're like, looks like someone unalived him? I'd be like, well, that just ruined everything.
Yeah, that's awful. There's gonna be like historians in 100 years, 200 years that have to look back at this stuff in YouTube's archives and be like, what the hell were they talking about when they said this? What was the
What I'm reading is some gooner skibbidied a unalive person after they raped him.
interesting. Can't really.
None of that makes sense.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, they're getting. I just feel. I feel like they come out with new ones every month, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you guys are YouTube. You're so annoying.
Yeah, well, it's just like people just need to grow up and be adults.
That is also true. Yes, yeah. The world is
But
a little
anyways,
annoying.
So excited to see where I don't remember the preview for next episode. Actually, I don't remember that. I'm interested to see why Spike Kid, Wolverine Kid, wanted to join up with the crew.
Yeah, why he wanted to be a good guy now.
Seems like he had some information.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe he found out he's about to be hunted by maybe Stain, maybe just Deathstroke. Like,
Yeah, well, he's dead now, so
he's not dead yet.
oh, he's not dead yet. Who was the person that did die at the end of the episode?
The rock guy.
Rock guy. That guy's dead
Yeah,
now.
they threw a friggin' knife in his eye.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I'll be interested to see, and like, Evil Girl still doing Evil Girl stuff.
She's super evil.
She's really bad.
She's very evil.
She's really,
put her in Tartarus and keep her there forever.
Yeah, I still don't know if her quirk is Tartarus level, but definitely prison. Definitely.
I mean, there was some pretty weak people in Tartarus, wasn't there?
I don't remember.
Not on the bottom floors. There was still a top of Tartarus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
There were some people who had
I don't remember.
dumb-looking quirks when they were
Yeah.
on their way out.
Hell, they threw Overhaul in there, and Overhaul had no quirk anymore.
That's true.
But maybe they were like the people that work that the organization he works for might come and try and break him out.
Or they're like, whoa, we have normal prison alpha hat, and they're like, yeah, but do we really put like the worst villain in a prison that's out with named Alpha Hat, or do we put him in the one that's named Tartarus?
Yeah, I know.
That sounds like a prison a villain goes in.
Yeah, just like a good one right there. That one sounds real fitting. People like that. Yeah.
Is it going to be super easy to break out of? The easiest.
the easiest? Like no problem.
Going to be, barely an inconvenience.
Barely convenience whatsoever. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where this story is going.
Also, you know what we're totally forgot about? I want to visit the guy behind it all too. The guy that gave our trio of hooligans there the drug all the way back in episode 1. I totally forgot about this guy. Was not her. It was that kid with the scar.
Oh
across
yeah,
his face.
yeah. He's in the opening. I think.
So I wonder if he's like the big bad or something like that.
He's probably the big bad because we don't know what he looks like, and he's
Exactly.
not actually in the opening. Like he's in the opening, but like
But not
actually.
really. Yeah.
But he could also just look like that. So that's one of those things where it's like
My Hero.
it could be looking like they're hiding his face, but in reality, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's
But,
very true.
She's definitely not the big bad. She's always on the phone with somebody.
Yeah, she's the hench. Yeah.
She does this for her job, but she enjoys it a little too much.
Yeah, she really. How do people not sleep in this world? Like, they're awake.
Yeah, she's never sleeping.
No, she never
You're
sleep.
right.
Hell, our heroes are never asleep. They get out of school, go right to this.
That's true.
Yeah, it's wild.
The Gooners showed up again as always. That in our terms.
Yes, the correct terms.
Yeah,
they were fantastic, of course.
as always.
I love the little animation of him just like, this guy was super cool back in my high school, and we fought together. And blah, blah, blah,
Cool.
blah. He said cool.
I know, but I was like, cool. Is that guy actually cool?
No, he's boot like Wolverine.
I know, yeah. And a dick.
And an asshole, yeah.
I get like why they showed up when him. First of all, I love how Pops Up always wears like a disguise.
I know.
Oh, that it's just like you look the same.
You look exactly the same, no matter what.
And then Crawler's like, they gotta have this outfit so I can just constantly take off my mask. So
Why even have the mask? The mask is cool, don't get me wrong, but you never wear it anymore,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
There is
just
so
take it
many
off.
heroes that like in My Hero that they're like, this is their hero costume, so people don't know who you are. And I'm like, pretty much everyone just shows their face.
Yeah, yes. And I get it to an extent, like it is a job, so it's like the hero aspect is more of just like it's less that they're hiding their identity for like protection. It's more of just they're like doing it kind of for the fun of the
That's
people
true.
and
Yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. That's how My Hero's a little different. Is that like their world is sort of just like they're doing the superhero part just to like embolden society.
Yeah,
sort
which
of
I'm
thing.
glad because like
Like
they don't
Best
have
Genius, like you see the entire half his face.
Yeah.
Midnight,
Endeavor.
Endeavor, yeah.
All Might.
All Might's different though. That was the point.
Pretty much Eraserhead.
Actually, All Might had the best guys ever when he turned his power on.
when he turned out Eraserhead, Present Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
pretty,
really
pretty
just,
much every hero.
yeah,
almost.
it's just a job.
I think though the one thing that My Hero has shown is that they don't and I think it's just like a rule is like families don't get attacked.
Yeah, that is pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Just like because until one villain's like, wait a minute, why don't I just go after their family?
Well, yeah, until one gets strong enough, quote, or you know.
No,
hence,
that's all. That story.
That's
That's
all for one.
that storyline will never happen.
All for one. He already did that with. They sort of went, but with Twinkle Guy's family.
Oh yeah, he did actually. Yeah, he
that
did.
was the whole thing. I know.
So,
I know
yeah,
he did,
technically, yeah.
he dragged him into the
So
darkness.
someone
but,
did
like,
do
he
it.
threatened him. Yeah, exactly.
Someone
yeah.
did do it. But yeah, excited for this go. Pop Step in Crawler there, just
Oh yeah, no.
shipping them hard.
I did enjoy how like her whole job was to call the police and all that stuff, and she was just like told everyone else to call the police.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it took her forever to do it too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times I'm sitting there, it's like you could have done this a few times now with the police and all that stuff, but whatever.
But let's move on to the next anime.
Yeah, buddy.
To Be Hero X episode.
This was episode 6.
This is episode 6.
And they just kept going, man.
This show rocks.
This show is awesome.
Also, so apparently this is not present day. I thought it was too, but it clearly isn't. Because that Eye of Truth guy was there.
Oh
and,
yeah, excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder what. I wonder.
And they
what
knew
timeline it is.
him, and they're like, "Oh, she's like, you can get him." He's like, "Yeah, my dad." First of all, how bad do you want to know who the rich kid's dad is? We're probably gonna see him next episode because the rich kid's dead.
Yeah, that was really sad.
That was, dude.
There's a lot in this episode I want to talk about.
There's so much in this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of points.
First
but-
off, I will say this, though I do love our main character.
Yeah.
In this now, who is different than Ying.
Lin
Ling, whatever.
The order.
The commoner.
Yes, the commoner.
Who's different than him, but very similar in ways.
Yes. Hairstyle.
I enjoy him. He's really cool. Oh, he might be Hero X.
No, he's in the I think he's in the opening and in the ending.
Okay,
He
I
has
didn't
he has a
pay
mask
attention.
and everything, yeah.
Okay. Though I do enjoy him and everything like that, I'm not against saying, "Hey, man, pick a new hero name."
Yep. He 100% did Esau dirty.
What a jerk
They
move!
stole his entire shtick.
And there's no reason for it.
No, not at all.
Like you could have, all you had to have been like, I was inspired by Esol.
Yeah.
And that's why I was one of his performers. But now I'm on my own as
The performer.
Same, but different.
Or Esol 2. You could pick a different uncopyrighted
the
name.
performer. Would have been great.
Would have been fantastic. Yes, would have been fantastic. Or Lightning Boy. Or
Honestly,
some
you'd probably
bull
get
crap, like,
real great powers out of the performer.
that'd be pretty sick, right? Yeah. But instead, they're just like, I'm gonna like, and like,
His name is literally New Esol.
that was so messed up.
Yeah.
That was
and
so messed
Esol's
up.
missing an arm.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And like I
forgot about that. Yeah.
I couldn't get the vibe that I got out of Esol. It seemed like Esol did not like his agent there.
Yeah.
Like didn't like him babbling on. He was just too busy working on stuff like that. But he didn't seem like he was like trying to stop him. I don't know. I can't tell if Esol's bad or good
I
or
can't
just
tell,
like
yeah.
apathetic at this
Can't
point.
tell if this is like a firm man situation either. Like, does he not want to do this anymore? And he's sick of doing all this stuff, and that's why he's like
He has so many
kind of
scars and missing
He's got
an
so
arm.
many scars and all this stuff because he's old and tired. He never takes the mask off, so that could be weighing on you a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they have him doing a bunch of stupid press tours, like
I know.
we're making 1,000 units only of this
Yeah,
action
action
figure.
figure.
It's like I feel like Esau. It's gonna be really sad if he's like just straight up like, nah, I like my money and I'm evil, blah blah blah. But it just seems like kind of like straight up. I get the vibe that he like kind of thinks the rest of this shit is bullcrap. Like,
Yeah,
he
it
likes
does,
saving
yeah.
people,
Okay.
but like everything else they're making him do is like crap.
That's
And he-
that's the vibe I was getting.
yeah,
That's
right.
the vibe I was
Yeah,
getting.
but it just like getting done so dirty. Like this was like you guys are like in the wrong here for what you're doing. Like I know everything Everything they're doing against you is bad, like the defamation and all that stuff. They should have hit you with the copyright. I don't know why they didn't, but like the defamation, that's bad. They should not have done that.
That was wild.
That was insane. But you are, in essence, just saying this guy's your hero, and you're stealing all of his fans.
Yeah.
And his power, it seems like. They stole 1% of his power. This world makes no sense still.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was thinking about.
It's a new guy.
I was like, well, that's the other thing I'm thinking about. I was like, can't they be fans of both?
Yeah. What's the deal with that? Why are the fans of the both of them?
Like, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I also really like Nightwing. But I guess if I like Nightwing, it steals powers away from Batman.
Batman somehow, like it did. That made no sense. It's like it just shows the fans are a bunch of lemmings.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you guys. You can like both. It's okay. They both can have electric powers. It doesn't seem like it's that uncommon.
Cool flash abilities going on here.
Yeah, they were really
when
cool.
he fights those burglars.
Oh yeah, that was really, really good. I like that. Yeah, he was really, really strong actually in that fight.
Yeah,
too.
it showed how much that those first two guys, who are the worst,
Yeah.
and they came back in this episode, were absolute boobs. Like we pointed out, we're like, he didn't need that much power to beat them.
No, he needed the power of a taser essentially.
Yeah,
Is what he had.
For these guys, like he probably didn't need like all the power still, but like they had guns. So
Yeah, that's also true.
and the one guy was like, I'm just gonna risk my entire life by driving my car into him.
Yep, and did nothing.
Yeah.
That was kind of wild. Isn't it nuts too? It's like, I think at that point, it was still like he only had siphoned off 1% of Esau's power.
Yeah.
So like he did all that. He punched a truck with 1% of
Yeah.
power. What can Esau actually do?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting the power of the system in this world is very confusing.
it did me-
But it's fine. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's great. I thought it's so neat. It's like the power of just group collective thought.
Yeah. Also, they showed in this. It's like it's very reminiscent of My Hero. These things are very related. Like one, like there's like organizations that run heroes, and My Hero it's very nice and bubbly. And this one it's like very money grubby. But that also like pretty much being a zero trusted person, quote unquote trusted, is like a no quirk person, and you get fucking shamed.
Yeah, you get no jobs.
Yeah.
You get
No jobs is wild.
that's enough part. You do not need to have trust to flip burgers. Like that's insane. Or type data. Like that's nuts.
Well, now that I think about it, what does it mean by trust?
I don't know.
Because we know he's an orphan.
Yeah.
This is where the trust thing is weird. It's like clearly his boss trusted him.
Yeah.
So he should have had at least one. And the
One.
girl that he went to college with trusted him because
Yeah,
she
that's
always
a good
liked
point,
him. So he should have at least had two.
2 points of trust.
Yeah. Because like I get it. Actually, it makes a lot of sense if it's like that's how trust works.
Yeah.
Because like that's how they were making it out to be. It's like can't someone with zero. That's crazy, insane.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you lived in a world and you saw someone with zero trust and it's like all it was is like someone just needs to have trust in you or something, and someone had zero, you'd be like,
That's kind of weird.
what the hell is wrong
Yeah,
with you? Have you never met a single person in your
I
life?
guess that makes sense. Yeah. And even like it affects even children because like he's got his whole backstory of him having zero trust in the orphanage, which
Yes.
is like.
What was he doing in the orphanage?
Exactly. It's
Stabbing
like,
birds?
Maybe. Yeah. What's the Always Sunny? It's he snapped the crow. He snapped the neck of that crow.
No, I don't remember this.
Oh, this was the episode where they do to make they do like a making of a murderer with
Oh,
Dennis
yeah,
Reynolds.
yeah.
It's like, well, yes, I did
I was
snap
tex-
the
I was
bird. I was testing
the tensile strength
of it, and then after.
That crow was injured, and I was simply putting it out of its misery.
Well, yes, testing the tensile strength of a crow's neck.
That one I had to see if it could be replicated in a second one, and then a third and a fourth.
He's so insane.
He's so nuts. It's great.
Yes, it's a frozen head in a freezer to show the preservation of love.
You moron! How did you not get that? Oh yeah, no, that was it's
Why
nuts.
did you
so
play
people,
make a penis? It's not a penis, it's an arrow.
It's an arrow. Why is there a vein? No, that's a
wind.
fly.
It's the- but yeah, no. So it is. The trust thing is weird. We're not sure how it exactly works, but it's one of those kind of things. It's like time travel sometimes, where you're just like, yeah, okay, it's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I've come to accept the power system in this world
Yeah.
is bullshit. So it's
So I'm interested to see where he is now. So he must be the current Esol.
or his own hero or something like that. I think we're gonna see. I think we'll get an episode 3 where they resolve this
Yeah, maybe.
because they kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, because that poor kid is dead.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably. Also, like, he wasn't that far when he. I'm over the year when time slowed and the gun was pointing up towards the kid and all that stuff, and he activated his powers. I'm like, if you can see this, you should probably already be there. I saw you do crazy shit.
I don't know how fast he is, but it does seem like he's fast enough because like when the car was almost in his face, he literally got in position to punch and then punched.
Yes.
Which that is already like that fast.
Yes, that's really fast.
Yeah.
So
I feel like he could have, but
or at least, and then probably maybe chase down the
maybe
guy.
the rain was too slow. Slowed him down. It was slippery.
Sure, something like that.
Need more friction.
Sure, maybe something
Could
like
be
that.
a thing. Seems like gonna chase down the guy. First of all, that guy, those two guys need to be thrown into the sun.
They suck. They suck. They got paid so much money so many times. Probably
They stole a kid,
and then they're lying about shit.
and then one of them just shot a kid in the face.
Oh, is it the same guy?
Yeah, it was the shorter one with a bun.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a masked
No.
assailant.
same guy. At least he has the same haircut and same skin color and face and all that kind of stuff.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Because like at first
Horrible.
the rich kid, you were like, this guy. You know when he first shows up in the first episode of this arc, you're like, this guy sucks. This rich kid. And you're like, he's trying to get on our guy's girl.
It didn't
He
even-
still asked her out, which like I mean honestly, you know what? That's not our kid's fault at this point.
yeah, that's 100%.
The girl's dropping all
She
the
even
time.
pointed out, it's like, this is on you here. I'm not waiting forever.
Yeah, she literally
And this rich boy who's pretty is asking me to
Yeah,
go out.
Fair. And then by the end of this episode, you're like, this rich kid's really good.
Yeah.
He really just wants the best for our guy.
He's actually just, it seems like he's just altruistic as fuck.
Yep.
And like, oh, really? He asked his dad for money?
Yeah. Also, it makes total sense. Also, that this dumb idiot who has a crappy van, who steals kids, didn't go, let me think for a second before I shoot this person with his ESOL helmet on.
Clearly.
Could have been anybody.
Could have been anybody. Well, the question now is, was the assassin there for our main character, or was he there for the manager?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, right. We don't know, because the manager is the whole reason that he got off from the copyright, from the defamation thing.
That's true. So they could have just been mad at him.
Yeah, it's very possible to take him out or something like that. I don't know.
That's not gonna. But yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe it's just a revenge move.
Possibly, or it could
And
have
they
been,
know
or it
they'll-
could have been they were looking for the kid and he was wearing these.
Yeah, oh, and they know that they can't really do anything if that kid's in the way. I would like to know who that kid's dad is. I feel like we're gonna
really
find
want
out.
to. Dude, how awesome too was it? Like, what was his name? God, no. What was his name?
Eye of Truth.
Eye of Truth came in. I was like, ooh, you actually doing good stuff. I kind of dig this. This is nice.
Yeah.
So, which lends credence to maybe he comes back around in the future.
He might after the commoner kind of talk no jutsu him a little.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was this cool world building.
No,
It's
yeah.
like, oh look, you are a decent hero. You don't just go on game shows to make people sad.
Yeah, because you're clearly obsessed with what's her face?
Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and don't like pretty boys.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
But yeah, and that's the entire time I'm like, dude, just ask this girl out. Jeez.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, and he's like, and I'm like, how do you have the confidence to fight freaking?
Even when he didn't have the tickets in his bag, I'd be like, I have tickets to that concert at home. Would you like to go with me?
It's like, why'd you lie about Lucky Cyan?
Bro, if I could punch a truck out of the way, I would have no problem asking out women. I would have no issue there. It's like, hey, you want to see me do something cool? I'll lift your car with you in it. Like, I'm going on a date now. Like, it wouldn't be that. It would not be.
He needs to take a foreshadowing. He needs to take a hint from our boy Moy from Witch Watch, where it's like he can lift up cars and he knows the ladies love him, but he's just not interested.
He's not interested at all.
We'll get to that later on.
Yes.
But overall, to be Hero X, this episode is up for episode of the week for me, honestly.
I know, it was
but I was
tough,
like, I
yeah.
can't give it back to. It has to be incredible for it to get back to back weeks.
Yeah, but the future one is really good.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the next anime. Fire Force season.
It's season 3.
Episode
Hang on. 6.
6 it is.
Yes. Good. Before we get into this episode, good news that you gave me today. That you
Yes.
found out this season was going to be a full 24 episodes.
That's quick Googling. I quick Googled it pretty recently, and that's what I found for quick Googling. Didn't do deep dive, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
fair.
found.
I feel like
that makes more sense.
Yes, it makes more sense, even if it's a split season sort of thing.
So what's the bad news?
The bad news is that this episode was okay.
Yeah. It was 100% just okay.
Exactly.
Honestly, it was kind of disappointing.
Yep.
First of all, I understand. Remember in Fire Force, like when they would fight, and you're like, "This is pretty epic and fast." Apparently, they're just like, "We're just gonna move super slow now." All the time.
Yeah, we're gonna just take a million years to do anything.
They move so slow. Shinra's whole thing is he's fast.
Yes, we've had 2 seasons of him like, I gotta get more speed. I gotta get more speed. I gotta get more. Even in this one, he talked about like, yeah, where velocity equals mass times speed, or dumb, whatever the actual physics equation is that he's probably using wrong here. He talked about it, how we need to be faster and all this stuff. And I'm just like, and the blue fire was such a fucking letdown.
Yeah, this is like
It didn't do anything.
it didn't, and then it made me realize something. Is like in anime, it makes sense when like the main character learns a new technique. And let's use Naruto for example, like Rasengan, right? And then, like, you know, the first time he uses it on, like, the lower level villains, it's working really well. And then it's not going to work enough for the stronger ones. So he has to learn Rasengan Shuriken. And then he's got to learn, like, you know, Tailed Beast moves and all this kind of stuff. He has to. This is one of those things where it's like, Shinra hasn't learned too much, like, upgrades.
No.
And he just learned this one from Benimaru.
Yeah.
And this is, like, a known thing, like this almost death thing. It's like a known thing. And I'm thinking like, okay, I can understand if like he first used this on like a pretty like not strong person, but it's like we're jumping all the way to Captain Burns.
Yeah.
Who hands down would be like, you think that's gonna stop him?
Slap you out of the way.
And like it did stop him. I don't know. It's just like Burns, first off, how dare you make this super cool dude with what looks like it could be really cool fire abilities.
Yes.
And all he does is stand there.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
The entire
Menacingly.
All he did was stand there and like what he just like he punched Shinra a couple times. He dug his claws
With
in them.
weird 80s Nintendo Donkey Kong noises.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
like doof, gadoof, and I was like, what is this?
I think that's my normal thing from when his ability's going off. It's like the heat exploding off of him. I think that's.
I don't think it
that's my
sounds
thing.
good. I don't think it sounds good.
All right, regardless.
Watch the scene where he's punching Shinra in the face. That was one where it really hit me. It was like just sounded weird.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought it did sound weird, but I was like,
I wasn't paying attention that hard.
Once again, it's one of those things when the entire thing is, we've had this conversation a million times where it's like when something's not good overall, you start to get very critical of things that aren't that bad.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, if once again the season was being amazing right now, I'd be like, oh, that's totally fun. And those noises were kind of funny, right? That was fun. That was an interesting little thing they added in.
Well,
But-
also they're known for having dope ass noises.
No, it's one of their things, and they're messing it up. I think another problem that came out of this episode that I was thinking about was that there's a couple different formulas in anime you can follow when it comes to an ultimate move. It could be like they achieve the ultimate move finally at the end of like their long journey in the final season or something like that, or you can have them achieve it sort of early on, but they don't have good mastery of it and all that stuff. And they have to find other abilities to supplement it and whatnot. Those abilities have to be good and actually like make sense and do things. Problem with this is that his light speed jump crap is already his ultimate ability. Like they did that in season 1.
Yeah, that's true.
And they never done it as cool as they did in season 1.
No, season 1 was awesome.
Season 1 was awesome. I feel like there was like different directors.
Yeah, and also
but-
I'm like, why didn't you use this? Why didn't you use that ability?
because he has to have an Adola link for it, and he can only get that. But when he connects to Shin or Sho, his brother, or whoever has an Adola link, that's connected to the Evangelist, because that power technically comes from the Evangelist.
Yeah.
But it has to
Forgot all about
travel through all these people for Shinra to finally get it, and he has to do it through Adola links, which sort of don't make any fucking sense. But anyways, what sucks about this is that they keep giving Shinra new stuff, and his new stuff sucks.
Yeah,
It's not good, and it's really not good compared to this ultimate move, which he hasn't used the same way he's used since season 1, which was the best way he ever did it. Even when he did it against the demon thing in the devil thing in season 2, it was kind of crappy, and he talked through all of it, and it was just annoying. It's like, just do the ability the way it happened in season 1 that everyone talks about, where he's all blue and he explodes
The
and
fight
all this
against
stuff.
Show was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And this one was not that.
No.
And this is how the Blue Fire was a letdown, because the Blue Fire didn't do anything, and then he just had to use that ability again overall to beat Burns.
And he used the classic anime ability also, which I'm fine with this, but I didn't feel it in this. And it's the classic MC Shonen ability of willpower, which I'm fine with. Like, it's like, like Deku does like a punch, or Tanjiro does a slash.
Yeah,
that's like, it's like, it looks like their normal slash, and maybe it's like one of their special abilities, but they're like, and they're like, yes, yes. And
the
like,
Entertainment Disregard is a perfect example of that. Yeah.
It's just the will pushing through with will, and it's like, and I love it, and it shows that like they want it more and all this kind of stuff. And Shinrock definitely used it in this, and that's pretty much what made him win at the end of it. But it just didn't feel like it.
No.
And like this whole thing where Burns was just like they just introduced things that like weren't really a thing, where Burns is like, the new generation of blah blah blah, and then Shinra was like, no, the old generation's blah blah, and I was like, what is this? Where did this come from? Was this always a thing? Did I miss this?
Apparently, I have no idea.
I don't feel like Captain Burns has ever really talked about this before.
No, and he's never. Oh, you know what else he's never talked about? His like, I pray just for the heck of it sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
that was
so once again,
dumb storyline. I didn't like that.
It is on the level of like, I feel like they try to rush Burns' personality.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, and so like, it's like, I like the idea of like him like coming to the realization of what he truly prayed for was just praying because he loved God or something like that. But like, that wouldn't have changed this. What's confusing is it wouldn't change his opinion on what he still has now, because he just changed who he thinks God is.
Yeah.
So it's like opinion really wouldn't have changed of like, even though his realization of like, I pray just to pray.
Yeah.
As like, that's a good thing, which is like, you're just praying to love God or something like that. You're not asking for anything, sure, but you can also ask for things. It's okay. Good things.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, oh, it's really nice, and like, wow, you're really good. You're a really great servant of God and all that kind of stuff, because you're just like praying for worship in that level, which is fine, whatever. But like, it made him be like a realization. I was like, what are you, like 5? You just realized this?
Like,
you just realized this? And like, oh, Joker, when he was like, well, Joker has 3 moments in this episode that I hate. One, it's not his fault on this one, is when the fight starts out, they cut to him smoking a cigarette, and you hear in the background. I'm like, oh, thank God you're not showing us that.
Dude, we'll continue on that 1 second, but I was so annoyed about that, because the fight started actually looking animated cool, and Shinra's doing all of his moves, and then it was like, no, we don't need to see that anymore.
Yeah.
Just lazy. I hate that. But continue on.
Yeah. Then Joker, there's the one scene where Shinra's getting literally punched in the face by Burns, and he's like, goes to throw out a flame card, and he's like, no, wait. He's gonna surpass him or something. He says something like along those lines of a classic anime line.
It's like a dark hero like me isn't gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
He's gonna lead the world forward. It's like,
it literally is that. But here's the thing. 1, no, what really happened, Joker, is you knew you were useless as shit.
Yeah.
2, that's not a good reason to let someone keep getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe we all just help each other.
Yeah.
But it makes sense to you, because cut back to the past you, who goes, sorry, I'm a free thinker because I don't believe in God.
What? Oh, congratulations. You're so special.
Yeah.
You're so great.
Because you don't believe in God, you really free think. I don't follow any of God's rules because I'm a free thinker. Do you follow any governmental rules? Yup. Well, looks like your free thinking card just went way out the window there.
Yeah, real fast.
You like, so if like a bunch of people get together and choose a subjective morality, you follow that? You betcha. Well, what?
Wow, whoa,
your free thinking went way out the window on that one.
Real fast, you dipshit.
I know. I don't believe in God because I'm
such a cringy
free thinker.
Such a cringy scene. I'm just like watching that. It's like, oh, Joker.
And I wish Captain Burns were around and gave him the line from Achilles from Troy. He's like, and that's why no one will know your name.
That'd been good. That'd been really good. Oh, how uncreative. Yeah, so
that's a classic, like, I'm not religious and I don't understand it line.
Facts,
it's like, you're not a free thinker. You're stuck in just like thinking only way God wants you to think. It's like, You keep saying free thinker. Like, you keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Yeah, I don't think you get this one.
It's almost like God opened me up to be a
to
free
to
thinker.
think even more and vastly about his existence.
Yeah, and the world itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like it created the scientific revolution.
Strange, and the Renaissance. Whoa. Weird, almost like it opened man's mind.
Odd.
Oh, strange. But modern art, that's what sparked all of human intuition. Oh my goodness.
But anyways, those are three. Joker has become
Joker sucked this episode. It was so stupid.
This episode.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if the only thing he's really done was like in the first the second episode where he had
Remember
some
how cool
lines.
Joker was going to be?
Remember how cool Joker was in season 1, which has never once recaptured. I'm starting to realize season 1 has never once been recaptured in the show.
True.
They have just not done it yet.
This fight is like one of those. If you told me season 1, you're like, oh, Shinra and Burns fight each other like hardcore at one point, I'd be like, ooh, that's gonna break the internet.
Yeah, that'll be insane. It'll be amazing. And then it didn't do shit.
We didn't hear anything about this going into this.
No,
that's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, no,
especially when One Piece it does. That's why One Piece did the recap episode this week. They're like,
well, you don't need to worry about this. Don't worry about it. One Piece never needs to worry about anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but it was stupid. The Blue Fire was such a letdown. When he did that,
it didn't do anything.
I was so excited for them to do something because at the end they teased it so hard at the end of last season. They achieved it too easily. I knew it. I knew they achieved that too easily. They should. Yeah. It was gonna do
also,
nothing.
let's look. He kicked him hard enough that a devil doppelganger.
I have no idea.
I
have no idea how any of that happened.
Don't ask questions
whatsoever. He blamed Halmea. I imagine maybe she summoned it. I don't understand the doppelganger nonsense. I kind of hate they're adding this into the show because Infernals was fine already.
And I don't understand because the doppelganger like killed Burns, and then Burns' like whole personality changed. Even though he really didn't get a talk no jutsu from Shinra, he kind of just got kicked really hard.
I feel like this was one of those instances where we're supposed to feel like Burns was really on Shinra's side the whole time, but needed to be like he needed his character destroyed for some reason. I don't know. It feels like they were trying to set it up to be like Burns was really a good guy the entire time, but he was stuck in this system, so he needed someone to beat him in order to get out of the system.
That's why he's not a good guy.
Correct. But it was, like one of those anime tropes or anything like that. But they didn't do it well or didn't help communicate it well because Burns just seemed confused about everything. And he was just like, Shinra, if you can beat me, then blah 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 blah.
Do you think he's dead?
No, I don't think he's dead.
He's the new pillar, right?
No.
Or is a demon thing a new pillar?
No, I think it's the sister.
Who's the sister?
Sister, the blonde sister, nun lady. Because when the dragon set off its blast, we got some rainbow.
Also, what is the dragon thing?
Stupid.
No, what is it?
What do you mean?
Is it a regular fire user?
No,
is it
it's something else. It's something else.
The powers went way out of whack in the last.
It's like a third. They really did. It's like a third generation that can also become an infernal, can control its infernal transformation at will,
and then shoot the most mega power fire blast ever
with the dumbest face ever.
Yeah, I know.
They wrecked that guy. That was you know what? I could have lived with his weird dragon-esque transformation infernal thing. I was like, okay, this isn't horrible. I'm fine with this. And then his mouth changed into that weird gun-looking thing, and I'm just like, this is stupid.
And evidently that thing I saw was wrong, that Arthur and him fight on the moon for a second, but...
It's not dead.
I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't care that much anymore.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Watching this episode, I was like, I don't think that if I'm watching Shinra and Captain Burns fight, if that's not doing it for me, I don't think they're salvaging this for me.
Yeah. It's gonna be really tough.
We're talking about something. If you, like I said, if you told me season 1 that was gonna happen, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, this is gonna be incredible,
so cool.
And now I literally was watching it. The animation. We say this all the time. Is people are expecting too much out of animation nowadays.
Sure, yeah.
Especially because everyone's just pumping out great. Pretty much every show we're watching right now is animated well. Okay, so out of My Hero Vigilante, To Be Hero X, Fire Force, Yaiba, Witch Watch, and Lazarus, I would say this episode was the worst animated episode of the week.
Yep. Easily.
Because it was
easily.
They just I'm like, this insanely. Oh, screw it. Let's move on here. We're not moving on. I just want to say this final part of it. the Benimaru thing showing up was hilarious.
It was pretty funny, yeah, with the mask and everything. It's like on the, and he kept his eyes on the mask, the same exact ones that he has. I'm like,
he's like, the moon and stars, that's my love.
yeah, that was ridiculous. I'm excited. I am excited. I'm excited to see how like his kind of like just what he says as that character, because it seems like it's pretty like he's always a good character. He's always funny when he talks.
I was wondering, I was like, why is Benimaru not here?
Yeah, but like they're AWOL right now or something like that. So he's got to like hide his identity, but can help them and all this jazz. I don't know.
Save the world.
Yes.
That's my thing. Is like, I'm like, I understand like Benimaru's like, I don't know his work with you guys, blah blah. It's like, okay, well, we're at the point where it's like, okay, the world is ending.
The thing about Benimaru is that like he's already attacked their like the headquarters of their religion. So why does he even crap what the government thinks about it? Why? That's the only thing. Like, I'm excited for this character thing he's about to do. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But why is he doing it? He doesn't care about the government already. That's their whole shtick.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't like the Japan's government.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. This is also going to be a
They're
classic.
the Amish.
They're going to try to salvage, because how not great this is going to be. It's going to try to be a classic Sniper King moment. Get ready. Shinra and Arthur are going to be like, he's some superhero.
Oh man, they're not that dumb. Arthur's that dumb. Shinra's not that dumb. Screw it. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
But yeah, let's move on. We are moving on now to Yaiba episode
Oh hell, 5.
6. This is our episode of the week.
I love this show. I love
This
this show.
was a
so
great
much.
episode.
This episode was awesome. This episode was animated better than they've already had animated. And this episode, it's like, and they animated this shit well.
Yeah, this episode was animated. Yeah, you're right. It was animated.
Just
at
like
Wazoo.
the opening scene with the bat guy when he's flying in, you just see him like in the reflection of the skyscraper. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Also, the snail showing up at the beginning was amazing.
The snail with
It's like, ha, I'm in this. Oh, sorry. Now, well, now it's a snail. It was a slug. Now
yes.
it's a snail. And it's like, I have the shell. and then
yeah, because it's in half.
I forget his name. Master
Miyamoto Musashi.
Minomo Masashi was just like, but now you're just bumping a log.
Yep.
And then it's Senpaku, the move, he just cuts it in half, and then the snail just pieces.
Yep.
But one thing I've really liked about this episode is like the past like few episodes have been a lot of fun, and now this episode wasn't fun. And Yaiba's just kind of been owning everybody, and like they've just been owning every team they go against and all this kind of stuff. This one, like, I like how like it got like real in the sense for the show. Like Yaiba was like, "Oh, can't beat this dude."
Yeah, he was taking damage. Like he got cut and crap, and like it was a really good growing. We haven't had the sense. It was a good growing episode because we haven't had that sense. Onimaru attacked the school all the way back when a few episodes ago.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking about that too. Yeah, no, that's
like,
literally that moment.
And that's what I like about Yaiba so much is that like he's not like I can beat anyone anytime, no matter what. Even if I lose, I'm still better than this person. He's like shit, I gotta get stronger now, like in the right now. And that's what I like. I really like that about him. And he's also a funny character and great. But like he won out of sheer luck on this one, pretty much.
Yeah, I was interesting. So it's like the morning light is what hurt them bad.
Yeah, because the evening light was nothing.
Yeah,
which is
twilight.
Like, twilight. Yeah. So that was really good. Yeah, when he got. I'm gonna go all over this episode because I loved it. That's when you know we really like an episode when we jump all over the place. But when that light hit him and he goes, "Oh my god!"
I know. Yeah. Oh, dude,
like,
Mr. Bat rocked.
Mr. Bat was awesome.
Yeah. Not only was he strong and cool, they were using so much of like Goku, like after image, like for him, and it was awesome. Like when Yaiba cut off his goggles, and he's like, "Oh, now you made me real mad, lightning boy."
Yeah.
Here I go calling Sayaka a pretty girl. She's a child, sir.
That's a child, sir. She's 12.
Well, he's a monster, so.
That's true. Good point. But he was like his whole shtick was great.
Oh yeah.
When Master
Miyamoto Musashi.
She's like, oh, first of all, that block he had to protect Yaiba was awesome with his dual swords, insanely awesome. And he's like, what if you? He's like, I love you, but I was like, and you can be one of us. And I was like, what? And then he bit him. I was like, oh,
we got some zombie vampire stuff going on. Let's go.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, and then that's when they chase down everybody too. That was fantastic. I do still the Gundam-esque transformation with the bird.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was fantastic. Yeah, the fight in the air, like it was just a really cool episode to see. Because because Yaiba's not using his magic power and the sword and all that stuff, which is like, classic anime. Which is this is a classic anime technically. In the current modern anime, he'd be like training to use that sword a little bit right now, but he's not using the magic at all.
At all.
And like we're seeing him come up with new techniques or use the bird again and all that stuff, which is really interesting. I think
That
it's
is
refreshing,
interesting, and also that is really interesting, and it's kind of cool because like he is training to use the magic, but not actually getting to use it.
Exactly.
So when he finally gets to use it, it's
Yeah.
gonna be so cool.
And this is like
that's a great point.
And just like to the point where I was just talking about with not to jump back to Fire Force, but that whole the formula of getting an ultimate move for a character like really early on and they can't control it or use it well, so they have to train eventually to do it and they have to like supplement with other things. This is a show that's doing that well because they're like the Senfuku is a great attack. Him running across the water was fantastic. The bird stuff was great. Like it's really cool to see Yaiba just like building his own swordsman repertoire on his own right now.
How was the show? I was wondering how many episodes. We didn't look it up. I don't know. It could have been one. How many episodes do you think this was?
What do you mean?
In the classic anime.
In the classic?
The bat fight.
2.
2 or 3, right?
2 or 3.
That's what I had to have been.
Had to be, right?
Because like the pacing in the show rocks.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It had to have been, right? Think
I
about.
feel like they're adding in a lot. I think they're based.
No,
on,
they're adding in like fight moments, but like a little bit of fight moments. But think about like
old school. Yeah, probably like a million years.
Yeah, because like just literally like like going like.
Yeah,
like would have took like
Forever.
30 seconds of screen time.
Point,
like
yeah.
just go.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But first of all, Mr. Bat actually was awesome because like he throws that ball into the sword. Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I meant let's go. I just want to go back to the thing you were saying for a second. I was just running all over the place. Yeah, great point. Is that Yaiba is like his growth is great as a character, and like he just has to learn how to fight better, and like you're seeing it out of the master, like teaching him. Like he's just learning how to fight better in his own way, not through magic. And he's already like using his dad's techniques from original and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of fun to watch instead of like. Fire Force is like, here's your blue flame thing that
enjoy that you didn't really work that hard to get.
Yeah, not really. Yeah. You did get dragged by a cart through the town a bunch.
Nonsense.
but
builds character, you're fine.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's just like, and I like how we don't have to see all the training happen.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Also, Sayaka taking pictures of her with the food, classic girl move. And I just want to say this because I just want to point it out before we deep dive into anything else. Yaiba has the best line of the week. When Sayaka grabs him, she's like, "You did." He's like, "I don't have time for girls."
Hello. Quick! What? Quick! Why? You're in great peril! Silence, proud temptress!
Oh, that was great! That was great! It's like, ooh, Yaiba's serious right now?
He's like, "I don't have time for girls."
Oh, I gotta train.
Like a badass MC
it's
would.
It's like the Rocky. It's like, women make soft knee or weak knees or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But it was like, because after he like cut off the entire roof of a building.
That was wild.
It was awesome.
That was so cool. I like how he's using the Raijikin there as like just a regular friggin' sword.
Yeah.
A more durable sword for Yaiba.
Honestly, the whole sequence too with Sayaka, which I can remember, Segura? No. I don't know. I was trying to remember that tiger's name.
The tiger.
But like the whole sequence of her running up to give him the sword.
Oh, that was really, really, really funny. I like how she also pointed out too how like heavy the Raijikin is. And like I've just been wielding it like it's nothing the entire time.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. He's awesome. Stupid though, because I guess he knew he was there the entire time, but in Yaiba's mind this makes no fucking sense. Is that when Mr. Bat came up to those stairs and he's looking at all the suits of armor, he's like, I found you! Cuts it open, it's Sayaka. Yaiba's sneak attack is right behind you! And he's like, I know Mr. Bat said, I know you're there the entire time, but like in Yaiba's mind, he didn't know that.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's like,
he got your position.
He's like, and then I surprised you because it's only half my body, and then I just cut off your goggles.
Yep, and that's
and
all.
Scraped you a little bit.
And scraped you a little bit and all that stuff. I am pumped that Mr. Bat is still alive though.
Yes, he's going to be
fun.
a good returning character for sure. And he's
wait.
strong and he's awesome. And then Onimaru to do life out. Onimaru's not just like, I take over things by force. He's like, I take over things by marketing.
That's 100% going to be the spider.
It's the spider, 100%.
Yeah.
Who's in the next episode who has this insane sword? But I did love when the sea cucumber and I can't remember who the other person was.
Mr. Starfish.
Mr. Starfish came over.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, no, it was a frog. I think.
Oh, Mr. Frog. It's Gomer. I don't know his name.
Yeah, but like they're like, look, Onimaru's got this blah 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 thing, and like they show it, and the sea cucumber clearly bought and ate one because it has the more like shit on its face. It's like, isn't this ridiculous?
And delicious.
They didn't say that.
I know.
But I just that's
They
why.
ate it, though. Yeah,
but that's
they
why I find
implied
funny.
it.
They're like, look how terrible this is. We totally did not partake of this.
Oh my
but I did
goodness,
like
yeah.
Yaiba. He's just like focused.
Yeah, that was really
Next
good.
episode looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the spider. It's a spider, right?
The spider. I think it's also about
Yes, the guy's coming in there. Yeah.
Who apparently, I'm guessing is that one guy they were talking about that from. Oh crap! They're going to this island for the training. It's that guy.
Yeah.
They're like pulling him out of time or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Something
You're
like
right.
that,
Yeah. So I'm very interested.
One last point, just because I have to mention because it was hilarious.
Absolutely.
When Sayaka and the tiger are running up the stairs and they get attacked by zombies, and the master's at the top of the stairs, he's like, meh! And she's like, meh.
Yeah, and she's like, don't touch me.
And the master just kept having like bumps on his head the entire time.
Oh yeah, because he kept trying to grope her.
Yeah, that
like
was
an
fantastic.
absolute old
Yeah,
perv.
fantastic.
Also, I was just because I halfway said it is the bat throwing a ball into Raijinkin.
yeah,
Genius.
genius writing.
Yeah, it's just like he's like, so you can't use the
Dude,
lighting.
this sounds so amazing. With studios, they know how to kill it. It's just
Oh, yeah.
that animation for when he like grabs the sword and he starts saying
Oh,
Sanbuken
yeah.
and denied.
Yeah, that animation was really
It was nuts.
good,
We saw his like knuckles of his fingers. It was
Yeah.
like
Thank God
and
we
they-
didn't have One Piece.
just for it to be denied. It was fantastic.
Thank God we didn't have One Piece this week because we'd be.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'd be a long episode.
All right, finally our last anime before the hate watch section. Which
Yeah.
watch episode?
I don't know, 6.
It is 6.
All right.
I love this show.
The show's funny.
I love this
The
show.
show is so good, and it's so heartfelt at points too. I really like that.
They nailed it at the end.
They nailed the feeling. They hit me hard with the feelings aspect.
First off, I love that can there. Or Con.
Ken.
Con. It's not Ken.
It's Khan then.
K-A-N.
So Khan.
Con. Yeah.
Con.
I love that Con there. Love that he's not a threat.
No, he's not. He's just a
He's
nice
like
friend.
he's like clearly you like him.
Yeah.
And she's like
What are you talking about? It's like, I'm not stupid. Moy is, but I'm not.
yeah. He's like, you need to be more upfront with your feelings.
Yeah.
The wind sequence was epic on this reason alone. The way they did and everything. And then Moy's just like, why is there wind right there, but not right here?
Oh my goodness, that was so great when she like up the wind is like, this is gonna be
Also,
even
they have
better.
signals like.
Like, and he's like, all right, more wind. She's like a monster.
Two dumbasses.
They are the dumbest character in the show, and it's the best.
It's the great.
It's the best thing ever. The whole sequence of the teacher coming out too and being like, "Oh no, oh no! All the students' measurements and medical shit. The girls' ones,
Yeah.
Like, all the girls,
All the girls like, no. And then of course, boy grabs one. He's like, I didn't look at any of them. And all the girls are like, ah. I love that. Usually, I'm usually a big fan of like the love triangles because like the competition is always fun.
Yeah.
I love how Nico's competition is now the cat girl.
Yeah.
And also just every single girl at the school wants.
Every
First of
single
all, why wouldn't you? You saw the bathtub scene of Moy in this episode.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It makes total sense.
Look at
And
that.
he's an ogre, and he's badass.
Yeah, and
constantly.
and a man of chivalry.
A man of chivalry. Yes.
Yes.
He did not look at any of the girls' measurements because it's a delicate matter. And
Yeah.
Nico taught him.
Yes.
I did love that whole sequence too. It was like, what do you weigh?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like, you can't ask me
He's like,
about that.
It's for health reasons.
Yes,
Obviously.
I clearly take care of your nutrition because there's no way Nico can cook for herself. I'm in charge of your nutrition, so I have to make sure.
It's very true. She's no way to cook for herself.
No, absolutely not.
I love, I think they might start dating earlier in the show than I would
It's
anticipate.
really possible,
because she
yeah.
pushes it pretty heavy in this one when she's like, they're on the trail, like walking. First of all, I love the teacher. Side note, multiple hilarious
There's
scenes.
so much. in this
Multiple
episode.
hilarious scenes.
Yes.
One, before they even go on the trip, her friend, who's Becky,
Becky.
her whole sequence of just like, she's like, you don't know the love tree?
Yeah, the man face that went on.
And then she's like,
Love tree.
can you explain? I love her other friend. She's like, are you drunk right now?
I know. Both of those friends, like I know they're like side characters. They have great stories
Hey,
associated with them.
But she's she's just sad. She's lonely. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not sad. I'm lonely at all.
I know.
But I love
The teachers walk up the stairs.
oh yeah. And she gets a quote from a thing, and then the girl's like, that's from the anime. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, that was like,
But Nico literally This guy asked me to meet with him by the love tree. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, and he's like, Moy. First of all, by the way, I think this was on purpose. We never saw Moy's face during this conversation, really, when he got into like talking that it's okay. And neither did Nico.
I thought his eyes were black.
Well, that's when she saw him at the wind, but she was like, would it bother you? Is it okay? Like, she's like, would it be okay if I had a boyfriend? And he looked at her and he's like, And then he looks away and you don't see his face. And he's like, it would be okay if you had a boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, sure, Moy, sure.
I'm glad you're living out your life.
First off, this is why young men would be like, drop me in an anime world. First of all, if I could be dropped in any anime world, it'd be this one.
I don't know.
Not any, that's not true.
Yeah,
I'd rather
that's
be in
aggressive.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah. One Piece would be tough too. It's all water.
yeah, no. Something with a
and you get a
superpower, that's cool.
My Hero wouldn't be bad.
We've had this
We've had a discussion. If you get fucked with a quirk.
Fairy Tail, not bad.
That's not bad.
Fairy Tail's not bad.
That'd be fine. I can live with Fairy Tail. Most people have magic in that world, right?
Most people do. Well, no.
Can't you learn magic in that world?
I think there is like I think you can, but I think you have to have like
There's some sort of barrier
like
to
Harry
entry.
Potter-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm probably not getting my letter.
Yeah.
What else? What other world would be? There gotta be something.
It'd have to be a slice of life. That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to throw yourself in a world where well, no, because we just be normal dudes in this one too.
Yeah.
And we'd have to compete with a Moy.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Dang.
Maybe Naruto. Like at least you can anyone can learn the power base there. You just might suck at it. Like you might not have.
True.
But I think.
But then we'd be thrown in Great Ninja Wars.
Yeah,
we'd be part of the crew that fought Madara.
Yeah. Yeah, we will be part of the Madara slaughter of the army. Man, really just maybe just One Piece then?
I wouldn't want to be in there either.
I don't know. You
Such dragons rule the world. Pirates are everywhere. And here's the thing: even the good pirates don't they save you, but they don't make your town that great for a while.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah, that's really not good.
It has to be Haikyuu. I could kill it.
Haikyuu, yeah.
Great sports.
Yeah.
Sick sports.
Awesome. Yeah, I could have real pride in my high school team. Yeah, I could probably do a Haikyuu world.
Because imagine we are at the age of the characters.
Yeah. We're not going. We're not dumb movie there now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go to the Haikyuu world and just get a regular fucking desk job, like
watching high school.
Yeah.
volleyball.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's how you're deep down the rabbit hole. You're betting on high school volleyball.
So Haikyuu could be a sports anime. You could probably write.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. That'd be work. Yeah.
But anyways, but I'm saying, imagine you're Moy.
Yeah.
What a wonderful life.
I know.
A super cute witch girl likes you.
Yep.
And then every girl in school wants you to.
Oh, yes. How so amazing for you. Oh.
Yeah.
Would you like some caviar with your your French wine?
Because your diamond shoes are too tight. Yeah. My diamond shoes are too tight, and my wallet's too small for my 50s. But I do like when Nico shows up to the love tree or whatever, and all the boys are like, she's like, all these boys want me, and they're like, can you make us charms so we can get girlfriends?
That makes the scene where he's stalking there at the beginning of the episode 1,000 times better. Because he just doesn't he just slide off a screen? Yes. Oh yes,
1,000 times better. And then she runs away, and then her usual self makes a dumb well, actually, it wasn't really that bad.
It wasn't really that bad, yeah.
Until a slight gust of wind pushes you perfectly into Moy's pocket.
Wow, shocking.
Did like Moy's thing though, when the girl's like, will you go out with me? He's like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah. No idea. Was the gust of wind, was it random or was it Khan?
It was Khan.
Khan? Okay, all right. I missed that part. I was just wondering about that.
I don't think it showed that it was him.
Yeah, but it feels like no.
Because after the whole sequence of her following in Moy's arms, and Khan's in a tree, he's like. But I do like Moy's just like, I don't know you.
I don't know who you are.
And then she's like, I saw you helping old people across the street, which G move, baller move by Moy.
Yes. I love.
And then he's like, I still don't know who you are.
T-pose with him.
Yeah, that's in the opening.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty good.
But he's
I
like,
still
don't know who you are. And then she's like, very aggressively intrusive into his life.
Well, I think she was trying to, in her defense in this one, I think she was trying to reason him into liking her. It's like, do you have anyone else that you're into right now? Because you're not, you might as well try me.
Joke incoming.
What?
I didn't get that because, of course you got that, because I'm such a man that I wouldn't have understood the woman. Cut back to Max. Slice of life animes are great.
I love this show. I want to be in this world.
Forrest Davis to watch. Alia. Great show. It is a great show. It's a great show. No, that makes a lot more sense now. Because at first I was like, gee, well, you know what it was? Is right when she asked that, this is why my thought was that she was Khan. I didn't know if he had like an ability to make himself like that, so he could like probe at her like a little more.
Yeah, okay, I see.
But the wind thing, and then the wind thing, and I was like, oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
But he had a bump.
He had a bump there. He had a bump situation.
Also, her poor backstory of her dad leaving them.
What a horrible father!
I know.
Once again, anime showing us how terrible dads are. Apparently,
Parents overall. There's a lot of bad moms in anime.
That too, yeah. But yeah, that's true. Yes, yeah, you're right.
It's just a lot of the bad dads are like also the best characters.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair, yeah.
Like
that's
Goku,
fair, yeah.
you rock.
Yeah. Yaiba's dad, you're awesome, but you're drunk at the time and not there.
That's true. Minato.
No, that's. Oh God, what are you gonna say?
You're the best.
Yeah, you are the best. You are the best dad. You are best dad by far.
Yeah,
but that was horrible. Just like I didn't expect that either. I'm not gonna. I know like the burned down house in the opening of the anime, and I was like, that's probably something. But I was not expecting that they were gonna open with like her moment when she fell in love with Moi was her parents got divorced because she blew up the house on accident with her magic. It was like, what? Bad dad.
Horrible dad. Well, first when she was like, my dad left us, I literally was like, damn, what?
Whoa, it's escalated fast.
And then he's like, he couldn't handle with the witch because her magic got too like, and like blew up the house.
He literally left because of her.
Also, dude, what did you think was gonna happen? You married a witch.
Yes.
Like, what are you, a retard? Like
they're
what are we
magic
doing?
out the wazoo. They have you live in a world where you have stories about all this stuff. Like witches aren't like ooh, look, I'm a witch, surprise. It's no, they're a thing. They're pretty obvious what they are too, as Nico has demonstrated over and over and over again.
That's true.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and this is like, okay, so they blew up the house. There's a spell to fix that, I'm sure. Like, or you just put up some plaster and drywall. I don't know.
Yeah, you just ask your witch wife to
Witch
rebuild
to
it.
fix it,
Freaking magic's exists in this
Oh,
world.
but it's hard. You know, when you're dating when you're married to someone who, or a witch and a normal person get married, and I'm just like, I don't know. Sounds pretty dope to me.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, first of all, have you seen Nico's mom?
Yeah, facts. What does this guy look like? Yeah, I imagine that. Dude,
Once again, we live in this world where witchcraft isn't a sin, so.
I guess true. Yes, fair. Yeah. So it's like bad. Dad.
I wonder if he's gonna show up though.
That'd be horrible.
I wonder he might.
So
he might.
Horrible.
He might.
Yeah, he might.
Because this episode was one of those episodes where I'm like, oh, they'll do it.
Yeah.
They'll do the sad.
They will do this.
Because they did the sad and happy and sappy all in this episode and
really
nailed it.
I got so worried for before we just get off the backstory thing. There was like Moi, absolute just slinging it.
Write that down.
Like even as a child, slinging it. That was like that was a 10 out of 10 move, dude.
10 out of 10.
Fantastic.
He cares so much about her.
Yeah, 100%.
He's precious.
Yes.
I bet. By the way, we didn't see the moment in his mind that caused his bum bum.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's the same moment.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
It's the same moment.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, it's probably not. It's probably something bad that happened to him.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I will say.
Where's his mom?
That's a good point. No. If she does she run off?
She's probably just dead.
Run off with Nico's dad.
That'd be awful. I don't want to put that into the universe. That'd be so bad.
I will say also, side note, Young Moi had a shirt that said "Broken Kite." Dope shirt. I don't know why. What a cool thing.
Alrighty, cool.
I don't know. It's just like sounds like a skate. Great name for a skate brand.
He was a skater boy. She was a magic girl.
Yeah. Title of the episode.
Yeah, there you go.
But like, just a cool name for a skate brand. Broken Kite.
And fantastic. And then their ultimate sad moment was like, "Don't worry, I'm pretty strong." And then he catches her there. It's like, "Don't worry, I'm pretty strong." It's like, oh my goodness.
I love it.
It's so good.
Also, Condon being like, he's like random old man. He's like, "Get down from that tree." He's like, "What a random strange old man coming up? Oh, he's gonna give me a life lesson."
I know, that was great. The thing I want to talk about too with during the whole sequence with when we saw Nico's heart and all that stuff and like the aspects of going on with that. In terms of powers in the show, because we know witches can turn dark and all that stuff. I wonder if that was like, because I thought they were setting it up for some big thing where Moy was gonna have to go like classic anime, where it was like he was gonna say weird things, fuck it up, and then have like spend 3 episodes fixing it.
I was glad that didn't happen.
Me too.
I thought that was gonna
it's
happen.
Refreshing. There, I think anime is getting away from that, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, it was like, oh, is this like a physical representation of her like possibly becoming evil if she's like getting her feelings hurt too much like this? Like if she gets heartbreak, does that open up darkness? Because she was getting pretty dark there.
She was getting pretty dark there.
But then she saw that he also had a special moment.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah, it's so nice.
The babums.
The babums.
You would get it if you were cultured like us and watched. I forget the name of the show.
Yeah, so it was called because I'm also forgetting it right now. It was the drawing one. It was
it's her name, isn't it?
Yes, it's
No, it's not her name. It's Zenshu.
Zenshu.
Yeah.
Zenshu.
You'll get the babum reference. I know it happens in every anime, but it's really good in that one. The babum reference.
Yeah.
Also, a few more things when she's like, Murray, 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 and he's like, what are you, Dio? But the ending art of showing that couple around the love tree and then cutting to Moy and Nico is just fantastic. Next episode looks incredible because they're going to do some tea dance. I don't know if you paid attention to the subtitles, is that Nico's like, nothing's working. We'll have to hypnotize him into loving me. And then she hypnotized herself into loving herself. Had nothing to do with the upcoming episode, but it was absolutely hilarious.
Nope, not at all. I can't wait. This show's great.
This show is so far, so what? We got Slice of Life so far. We had Zenshu as a Slice of Life.
No, it's not.
It's
Zenshu
everything.
is not.
It's
everything. Zenshu is everything. Yeah,
it's everything.
Not a Slice of Life.
Did we watch Slice of Life last season?
No, I don't think.
Okay, then this unless Spy X Family comes back, this is definitely a top tier Slice of Life of this year so far.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Yeah, it's got my spot right now.
Oh, this episode was one of those, just like Yaiba, I was like, oh, you moved up to another level because you like showed that you weren't just doing.
You're just Goonie. You're just not gonna be a Goonie and giving us nothing the entire time. You know,
you're gonna give us you're gonna give us what we like, the heartwarming stuff. Also, side note, this is the last thing I want to talk about. But when he talked to that one random kid who definitely becomes a familiar of the cat girl, about like this subculture vintage stuff, I literally left that conversation going, I have no idea what just happened.
I have no idea.
But I loved it.
I have no idea. It was interesting that they referenced to like the Who.
The Who,
yeah.
Like, and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. But I was just like, I have no idea what just happened, but I loved every second.
That was fantastic. This set up something great.
Boy had like rosy cheeks, like, I made a new friend.
This set up something amazing. I can't wait.
Yes. That kid definitely turns into something.
Oh, 100%. He's in the opening.
Yes. All right. And now we move to our hate watch section.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Here we go.
Lazarus episode.
Oh, I don't know. Episode 6.
6 again.
Hey.
Nice.
I think they're all 6. This is like one that threw me off.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't remember which. I'll have to go back and watch. Anyways, yeah. This show sucks.
Yeah, this episode was disappointing. Not that it wasn't good, that like I wanted it to be bad and it was good. And not that it was just boring.
Yeah, the entire time.
Also, this show was written by middle schoolers, as if you watch this podcast. DEI middle schoolers is what we call them.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
The DEI MIs. I don't know what MI is, but middle school imbeciles.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it just starts out with like, look at this cult that somehow the FBI is already on, but hasn't stopped because they've only been around for, I don't know, freaking ever. But the FBI has just kept them alive for some reason.
Yeah.
And no one checked to see if Skinner was there before them, even though the FBI would have immediately known all about
Why
them.
did they just like they could have just cracked down on that one instantly.
It's almost like the writing room was like, guys, do we care about plot holes?
We actually prefer them in the story.
No, see, the thing is, they have to go to this cult thing. Why? We need the backstory for our character, Elena?
Hacker, I don't know.
Hacker girl. Do we gain any information out of Skinner or anything that forwards the plot in any sense of the word? No.
Excellent.
We just learned that there's an AI that's based off of Skinner's brain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want 1 million copies made right now.
Give it
to me.
I'll tear it up live right now.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, first off, this is like a classic take. I know Pope Leo talked about artificial intelligence, and which actually very interesting Good.
I'm interested to
It's
see how
it's
he goes
good
with it.
because this is a thing that people actually think. Sadly,
Yeah, I
is
know.
that AI is what we're making God.
Yes.
It's like
It's where everyone's so Terminator really fucked people up.
yeah. But like what I don't understand in this is like the cult is not technologically advanced at all,
No.
but they worship an AI.
Yep.
Don't ask questions.
Doesn't make any sense.
Also, I don't know how old the hacker girl is or the blonde hair kid is because she goes, "Well, they only be cool with a kid coming in." And I'm like, "Is he a kid? How old
He's
is
in
this kid?"
high school.
He had
Remember,
to-
that's the first episode, him ditching high school.
Oh, that was high school. I thought that was college.
I assumed it was high school. I don't know.
It could have been.
Yeah,
I
I was
literally-
assuming it was high school. College, they wouldn't give a shit if you just
Also,
walked out.
if you're gonna do an episode of this, at least like make it so like we can ship the fucking two people.
They didn't give a shit at all. I actually think they trying to like kind of lean in towards like Hacker Girl and Helena there. I don't know, I remember her name. Helena were like maybe a thing.
Oh, were they?
I don't know. Like this, they didn't tackle it anymore. But they opened with, "Oh, this is Helena. She's a friend."
Oh, yeah, they did.
Right?
do that.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm hyper focused on it because the show is
No,
nonsense.
there was like a really weird pause about
Yeah.
that. I thought she was just being weird because she was like, "I'm in the cult again."
Yeah.
But maybe they were doing that. If they were, they didn't develop it at all.
No, not in the slightest.
Did love that their master plan of stealing the memory of the AI was blown up because they talked about it in the middle of the camp around a location where anyone could have heard it.
They didn't even check to see if the tent they were talking behind was empty. Like, at all.
They didn't talk about it when they were alone in the mountains that no one stops them, no one in the cult stops them to go to. The brand new members that you just let in, let them go off into the
Let me go off the
mountains.
thing. You know that when you know what? It would have been fine if the cult didn't have this policy of burning people it didn't like.
I know.
Which was out of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That was
yeah.
insane.
Which she literally pointed out, Adam. It's not
Yeah.
normal. Also, once again, why did you have to have a scene where Billy, the cult leader, which by the way is what I would name a cult leader in my D&D campaign, to make my D&D group laugh?
Yeah,
because they'd be
yeah.
like, Billy, the cult leader.
Billy.
You couldn't come up with a better name. Also, the fact
they
that
can't.
all the female characters' names ended in an A or an A sound would have been cool if the leader's also name ended in an A sound.
Yeah.
Now I realize you did that with the females accidentally. I thought you did that on purpose because that would have been good writing. That make it so that in a cult, all the people have to have a name that ends a certain way.
Yeah.
But nope, you're idiots.
That's lazy. That's lazy.
They have a scene where he forces a blonde-haired kid to eat a white goopy liquid, and it's like, make sure you swallow it to show that you're with us. And I was like, and then it shows like a goop in his mouth. Listen, anime does sexual things all the time, unnecessarily,
Yeah.
with girls, and we all know it. Why are you guys always making it gay?
Yeah, it's so gay. It's so gay. It's like so bad. It didn't make any fucking sense either. Like, once again, I'm like, what? Okay, so you guys
Swallow
are super,
the bean goop.
You guys are super technically advanced, but like your sign of unity is goop. Like
white bean goop.
I don't like. They didn't develop that at all. I get it if you're just trying to make the cult look crazy, but you're like, I don't know. You're like, they didn't do a good. Once again, plot holes. They didn't do a good job of showing like maybe explain to me why breaking this bread with these people would make them part of it or all that stuff, or maybe also show me how like the super advanced AI and shit, how like they're communicating with it. Because I know they made a talk there at the end, but otherwise you had no fucking idea how they were talking to
Nope,
it.
didn't know. They just like assumed like they were just making up their ideas, but like wouldn't a super artificial AI be able to talk, which it was.
Yeah.
So it's like, why wouldn't it? But it was like, oh, but it was programmed to be like aggressive and conquer, and I was like, okay, well, why didn't we blow this up?
Yeah, I don't because
Who programs an AI to do that?
Dr. Skinner apparently, and this
Well,
way they
he
create.
didn't.
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't.
well, no, personally.
Well, love this line. When you had black guy be like talking to white blonde hair girl, and he's like they use the AI to copy the Neuralink of Dr. Skinner's mind. She's like, Neuralink, what's that? And I was like, really?
Really?
In the super advanced society, you don't know the Neuralink, or it was like neural pathways. That's what it was.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, it was neural pathways.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of stuff I didn't listen to in this
Yeah,
episode.
neural pathways.
Neural pathways.
So you had to
figure that one. You
you had to
can't make
explain
that
what
leap.
neural pathways were.
Well, no, that's fair. All the years of her.
Why
apparently
Axel, is running around
all
outside.
all the years of her doing insanely hard drugs constantly probably damaged her neural pathways to the point where she can't figure out what
don't
neural
worry,
pathways are.
Don't worry, but somehow she's probably still smarter than every guy.
She's probably, yeah, exactly. She probably
not in that situation because she was too busy, like not caring. But if another situation comes up, she'll get it.
Yeah. Speaking of her, I just want to point out again that it's now been 2 episodes since she found that weird little red ibuprofen pill, and no one's talked about it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. Axel also apparently just runs around.
For the hell of it, all the time, always stretching.
Also, that's a good point. Always stretching.
Always stretching. It's always the same
Also,
stretch.
there was another scene where when they're about to get burned, or 2 young kid things, whatever, and then the scene where the girls are holding the smoke and running with it, and there's dramatic music playing and all that stuff. I was like, are we supposed to feel something? We don't know this girl.
I feel nothing.
We don't know this girl.
And like, just like her whole thing in the prison was like, I wanted to be a free thinker. It's like, then do it. Clearly, you can leave the cult.
Yes.
Usually,
they just clearly you leave and they just shun you.
Yes, but when you attack their godhead thing, then they want to burn you. I don't know. It was dumb. It was probably also some fucking weird woke play on religion too, in some way.
Probably.
But I'm just gonna assume I'm just gonna interpret this as just making fun of cults, which is fine. Always a good idea.
Yeah,
But I'm just like, cults are dumb. But I'm just like, you guys are like, it was. But the episode, the most egregious thing overall, the episode was boring.
Yeah, that did annoy me.
Yeah.
I was annoyed about this.
Didn't develop anything with her mom, by the way.
Didn't
Remember that?
develop anything.
Yeah.
The thing got developed. They're like, she used to be in a cult. That's really what happened.
Yeah.
That's all
That's it was.
All we learned in this episode is that she used to be in a cult, and then there was an AI made of Dr. Skinner's brain that is now dead.
Yep, that is now dead. That's
all the information we gained this episode.
Oh, this is so stupid. And the self-destruct switch at the end and all that crap
love
too.
it. Why do you think you're a god? Why would a god would never choose? It's like, isn't it a god's right to what is it? Be
Mess with the lives of mortals or something like that. Yeah.
And then X was like, no. I was like, so I need to see the writing room of the show.
Yeah.
Like we might have to look up. We might have to look it up. We might have to look it up because it's trash.
It's got to be blue and pink hair all across the board.
It's just
so
the most
bad.
uncreative people.
Yeah, this sucked. This sucked so much. That AI was such a terrible payout. It was just bad. It was a bad episode.
There's no
This
payout.
sucks. And once again, they are no closer to finding Skinner than when they started the episode. It was another episode of nothing.
Yeah,
we got that weird little coding thing at the end.
I've never. Well, yeah, that stupid thing.
Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, I've never seen a show that is so blatantly like, oh, they need to go to this location. First of all, to learn nothing, but like they need to go to this location, so they go there because this reason.
And then this happens.
It's like nothing is built. First of all, there's been no character development on the characters. Like, well, there's character development for her in this episode. It's like, what? That we just know that she was in a cult?
Yeah.
We don't learn anything about it. She didn't talk about her experiences there. We don't know what her life was like there. All we know is that you weren't allowed to like call your mom,
Yeah.
and treat everyone like their family. And they're like, that's terrible.
So bad.
Which once again, yeah, you should be able to call your mom, but the fact that
you
you
have
treat
family,
everyone
but-
like they're your family, that's nice, I guess.
I get the cult way is weird, but
Yeah,
yes,
cult way it's
it's
terrible,
yeah.
but like
I'm just like yeah, and she is still the same exact character that she was at the beginning of the episode, at the end of the episode.
and we
There was
learned nothing about her.
We learned nothing. We learned nothing about the blonde kid. We learned nothing about anybody. They learned nothing about Skinner.
I know.
Oh,
Except
my-
he was hot when he was younger.
Oh, congratulations! This is such an uncreative show, and it's so
This show
boring.
sucks.
I hope we get to the day 0 and everyone dies. That's what I'm kind of. I hope that's the end of the
I
episode.
can't wait because IGN. I hope IGN reviews this. I'm actually
gonna
thinking.
love it.
I'm actually thinking we're not popular enough, but I'm really thinking because I know Nerderotic and Critical Drinker both would watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Is I like we should just spam them. Watch this. Watch this. Review this. Review this.
terrible
Please
shit.
review
Yeah,
this.
please
Please
watch
review
this.
this.
Please watch
Please
this.
review
Yeah,
this.
please,
It's like
please.
HBO finally dips into anime, and this is the shit they give us.
Such trash. And then before this,
From
was
the creator of Cowboy Bebop. This is making me so mad. This is making me like Cowboy Bebop more.
yeah,
Because it's making me go, oh my gosh. That is like, dude, that is all you had.
that's all. Yeah,
Maybe you are creating this and all your creative energy is trapped in that show.
yeah. Maybe that is exactly it.
Like,
Oh.
at least like it had its day to day. Yes, they just go somewhere because that's like how the plot goes, but it all connected.
Yeah,
And the characters developed. And they were cool.
it feels like right now. Yeah, 100%.
If Faye Valentine was in this, they'd be canceled.
That's true. Yeah, they would not exist. it feels like with this, and going back to your point about HBO there, it's like, it feels like right now, because Ninja Kamui was terrible too. I hated that show.
Cool trash.
That was trash. It feels like this is like early days of Netflix and anime, because early Netflix anime, like original Netflix anime, sucked.
Yeah,
like it wasn't
minus
good.
the golden lucky they got with Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, that's true. That that was their.
But that was like that was going to be gold no matter what.
Yeah, no matter who did
it. Could be that anime could be made anime could be made in 1992.
Like, yeah, I think they churned out a lot. Like when I was in college, they churned out a lot of Netflix anime that didn't go anywhere. Never got season 2.
They still don't really hit that hard. Yaiba's hitting hard, but like they still don't hit that hard.
They don't, but also like Cyberpunk.
Seven Deadly Sins was like really good.
Was really
and then,
big too.
Oh yeah, they did have Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, yeah. But like so, like they're getting better, but like their early days, it feels like this. It
and
feels
Cyberpunk
like
was original. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Cyberpunk's a really good point because that was original. That straight up was like just them.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah. And Yaiba, even though it is like it is a remake, technically all anime is a remake, quote unquote, because it's from a manga.
Yeah.
But they're killing it with that.
Yeah.
They clearly.
And when they bought the rights to Witch Watch, because that's what it is too. So
it's on Crunchyroll also.
Oh, never mind that.
Yeah. They are technically the production company in charge of that.
Okay.
But that means they're picking good.
Yeah, it means that
like source material.
It means that
stuff.
they're getting better at doing that.
Yeah.
Where HBO is currently in the bad times,
getting
where
worse.
they're just like. Yeah,
because like even though we review anime and we are going to become the anime review podcast one day.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
Yeah, I know Critical Drinker and Nerd Rock could get it out there more, and I was like, or It's a Gun. I'm like, please review this so everyone needs to know how bad this is.
Yeah,
because right now the only people who are watching it are us and people who like it.
Yeah, and those people are wrong.
Oh, thank God we saw that Coder girl for like 2 seconds last episode for her never to show up or do anything important. The Coder hardcore girl.
Oh yeah, Popcorn Wizard, blah blah blah, cool, awesome.
Yeah, don't worry. I already know their plan because they're bad writers. Her mom, what was her name? Helena.
I thought Helena was the
the girl in this episode.
Was the brown hair.
Yeah,
girl.
in this episode, her name's Helena. Yeah, I meant to say her. I said her mom, but I was switching in my head to Helena.
Okay, is that purple hair hacker girl? Is her name Helena?
No.
Oh, okay.
Helena's the brown hair girl.
Okay,
yeah, bronze
right.
brown hair girl. Helena, the hardcore girl, are gonna show up at the end.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Oh, you're totally right.
They're gonna show up at the end.
You're totally right. It's gonna be horrible.
It's obvious because the show's badly written.
It's gonna be so bad.
And what I love so much is we're still gonna get the Dr. Skinner monologue of that I'm actually good.
I'm a good guy overall.
Yeah.
I really didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
Or they'll make it.
Isn't humanity really the problem?
Yeah, aren't they truly evil? No, watch as they make it some. Yeah, they already did AI this episode, so maybe it won't be some rogue AI thing.
No, look at this episode. Look at the past episodes. All the episodes are just pointing out how bad humanity is.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
CEOs are corrupt.
There's gangs in Pakistan or in Istanbul.
Yeah, people are drugging up people. There's religious cults who are, once again, cults are bad. I'm imagining Billy was raping girls and stuff.
Probably, sure.
Because he's running a cult. But it's like, they seemed like they were pretty happy. Shouldn't be in it. Bad.
Shouldn't be in a cult. Shouldn't exist and all that stuff. But they weren't like, they did explode at the end.
That's actually true. Never mind. I take back everything I said. He literally set them all on fire.
Yeah, he made them drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because the one girl threw smoke and they were like, that's it, it's over.
And the FBI flew in.
That was before the FBI didn't fly in yet.
Oh, well, this is written so badly.
FBI, I put that out. I thought that was so weird. She threw the smoke.
And then he went right for self-destruct.
Yep.
His bar for let's commit group suicide is so low.
Yeah, also this AI is dumb.
This AI is really dumb.
It didn't recognize anything. It's supposed to have the smartest man's brain that it's made out of.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it didn't know, like, the FBI was near them. It didn't recognize that they didn't take all electronic devices from somebody. Or does it just do nothing? Does it just do nothing but sit there?
Yeah, pretty much, probably. Yeah, probably just does nothing.
But evidently, they blame the AI at the end. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Because it's really God's fault.
Yeah, somehow, yeah. He's the bad guy overall.
But that's our hate watch. Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.